Julio Rodriguez. With Scott Service, I thought that was awesome. Seeing all those guys make the roster special.
It's time to wake it up. A few big matchups today. Astros won the AL pennant a year ago. They have to deal with the reigning AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani, on the mound. And, D-Row, you are going to be locked into this one. I saw your top 5, by the way, and I saw Mike Trout. Attaboy.
And what's he going to hit, 50? What's the over-under on the homers?
50.
He's got an axe to grind with some people who forgot.
50, Robert.
50.
Say you.
Yeah. I mean, remember, there was speculation, well, maybe he won't play center field this year. He said, no, I'm playing center field. I'm playing center field.
Career high 45 for Mike Trout. Can he get 5 more?
Yeah, that'll be on tonight out on the West Coast. Meantime, the Milwaukee Brewers, they're the favorites to win the National League Central. They open on the road against their division rival, the Chicago Cubs. And Corbin Burns, the reigning, defending Cy Young Award winner, he will take the hill.
Sounds
Kyle
like
Hendricks.
Terrible day. What's 32 degrees in Chicago, and you're going to get Corbin Burns throwing sinker, cutter.
Yeah, this is the
Nasty
first
slider.
game of the day as 14 teams are in action today. Kyle Hendricks will get the call for the Chicago Cubs. 2:20 local time there at the friendly confines in Chicago between the Brewers and the Cubs.
Let's go to the Lou. Albert Pujols. What? Yadier Molina, by the way. Adam Wainwright's on the mound. All is well in the world, right? Talk about a fun opener. Let's go to Busch Stadium. Those 3 back on the field together as Cardinals for the first time since 2011.
Wow.
When they won it all.
It's crazy.
Final swan
All is
song
right
for
in the
all.
world when he got a chance to walk back in Roger Dean Stadium in spring training. All the fans went nuts.
And then when they announced he would DH, it was just perfect. Wrote itself, didn't it?
All right, later this evening, the Atlanta Braves open defense of their World Series title tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. Max Fried started the last game of the Braves season, Game 6 of the World Series, and he'll start the first game of 2022 as they throw out the welcome mat for the Cincinnati Reds. Tyler Mahle will get the start for the Big Red Machine as we take you to Ballpark Camp Truist Park. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful day in the Atlanta area for tonight's what should be a tremendous atmosphere 2022 as the Atlanta Braves begin defense of their title. D-Row, we have not had a repeat champion since the Yankees did it way back in 2000. The Atlanta Braves, what chance do you give them, or what are their chances for becoming a repeat champion in 2022?
I think they definitely have a chance to repeat as champion. I think for me, I spend my off seasons, I spent the last 20 years of my life raising my family in the Atlanta area. And it was a roller coaster of emotion this offseason, right? You can't help but just kind of, through osmosis, start to fall in love with the Braves. It's a team I came up with. It's a team I follow honestly and closely. And to watch Brian Snitker and all those guys have that moment last year was pretty special for me to see. But it was amazing. I just want to get into it because it was amazing the different emotions from I cannot believe Freddie Freeman's not going to be wearing 5 in an Atlanta Braves uniform, which I'll get into in a second, to Alex Anthopoulos is a straight-up gangster for what he did, and he's got to put the team first, and potentially this team's better on paper than the 2021 version. There is a lot of talk of this. And I know Ronald Acuna was lost to the ACL, but they're going to get him back into this lineup at some point. Might DH late April, but he'll definitely be back come May. You stick Matt Olson in there, you get Marcell Ozuna back out on the field. They bring the NLCS MVP and Eddie Rosario back. Dansby Swanson's playing for a contract. I love what they've done with the bullpen. I know Luke Jackson went down, but you bring in Kenley Jansen, who has got a .96. So there you see. You're going to get Acuna back in the lineup to just mesmerize people at some point. Ozuna absolutely rakes. Kenley Jansen was a monster. But I just want to make a point, okay? From 2010 to 2021, Freddie Freeman was a 5-time All-Star, had an .893 OPS, but he was bigger than that. He came through in the biggest moments. He never slumped, okay? A perfect ball player. the most consistent ball player in that lineup, kind of a la Dale Murphy and Chipper Jones, and that's where he should have gone. Do I think the Braves can repeat as champion? Yes, I do.
Yep.
Do I think they're a better team? You take a look at the last 3 seasons' player comparisons with Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson, because there's a lot of talk they got younger at the position, and he's kind of posted the exact same numbers, according to Freddie. I think they go about it a little bit differently for me. I think Freddie Freeman's a much more polished big league hitter, and Matt Olson is continuing to get better, cut down on his strikeout rate, walk rate go up, power, starting to understand what he does best at the box. And Matt Olson is going to be phenomenal. Parkview High School, local kid, they're going to love him. Picks it, defense. But the fact that Freddie Freeman's not wearing an Atlanta Braves jersey today bugs me. And I just think that there is a situation right there where had Alex Anthopoulos and Freddie Freeman spoken on the phone, that Freddie would be still wearing an Atlanta Braves.
So the lockout.
I don't think
the lockout had a huge impact. Yeah.
And I don't want to sit here and start on a down note. The Braves are going to have an awesome team and an awesome season, but I just think it's a disappointment. There's maybe a short list of 3 to 5 guys who should get to choose where they go and how they go there. I felt like the phone should have went, Freddie, you got 30 minutes to figure it out, or we're trading for Matt Olson. Billy Beane's ready to make a move. And I don't know if that happened. And if that didn't happen, that bothers me.
That's fair.
We show the player comparison, Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman side by side. The numbers throw them out for just a second. It's how many guys do we talk about as pillars of an organization? There's 2 in the league.
And
that matters.
hats off to
Not just
Alex, 100%. What he did in the community, and I think hats off to Alex Anthopoulos pivoting and not waiting around. You can't get left holding the bag there, and they have an amazing team. I just know living in that area, not having Freddie Freeman in that lineup doesn't make sense to me. I think that should have gotten done.
Nays, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is going to be the first time since maybe Troy Gloss for a player in 2010 that a player other than Freddie Freeman is going to start opening day at first base for the Atlanta Braves.
Wow. A lot of same faces in new places, and we're going to go over that in just a bit. But we're focused on the NL East and beyond. What else fires you up for the 2022 season?
All right, there's a couple storylines. I drove here, by the way.
You had all the
That's
time
crazy,
in the world.
Listen,
What do you
I'm
listen to when you
tired of
drive
Newark.
here?
I'm tired of Newark Airport, rental car returns,
You're not
trolleys,
alone, honey.
air trams. Everything is just ick. People on top of you don't like it. So
There
I got
used
in a
to be
car.
a certain amount of luxury associated with air travel.
That's out the
Now
window.
it's basically a bus in the air.
Yeah.
That's what it's become. It's a giant bus terminal up in the air.
And if I like to land a little bit later on a
When was the
Sunday
last time
night-
you were on a bus? You've seen the people that ride buses? It's not pretty, Lauren.
Okay,
Not
I'll
pretty
take
at
your
all.
word for it.
I don't think I've been on a bus in forever, but I know when you land at midnight in Newark Airport, it's slim pickings at the rental counter.
I
don't wanna
got
deal
into a
with it.
fight this offseason at a rental car place.
Did you win?
Did you really?
Not a fist fight, but I gave him the verbal smackdown.
Did you raise your voice?
I had to, yeah.
All right. This is the things that are going to fire me up as I was driving up, I was thinking about the things. Okay. Buck Showalter and Bob
Here we go, Buck.
Melvin taking over 2 pretty awesome rosters. Buck Showalter, north of 1,550 wins. I had the opportunity to play for him in 05, 06. I absolutely loved playing for Buck Showalter. Prepared, cared about his guys, ready to rock. I think sometimes, maybe with Jace Tingler in San Diego, that their roster kind of overtook it. Won't be the case with Bob Melvin. Can someone explain to me how Carlos Correa went? Derek Falvey and Thad Levine, what a job there to get him to sign that deal. But don't you think there should be, 20 other teams that would have lined up to give him a 1-year, $35.1 million deal? And he's given nucks and daps to John Heyman. And he changed his number to 4. Okay, are we buying the Seattle Mariners? The Houston Astros have been the class of this division, it seems, for...
Yeah, we're going to get
What?
into it, but I think the Mariners' playoff drought comes to an end this season.
How about Anaheim? If you think Mariners, they're not getting 3 in, and I think Houston's not going anywhere, even without Carlos Correa. So we buying into the Angels? Is Ohtani going to stay healthy again and win another MVP? Is Trout back? Want to see what happens in the AL West. And then I think, for me, the head of the class, right? Is Toronto truly?
Yes.
Because there are a lot of sexy picks out there that have the Blue Jays, and if you look at them on paper, they have the most depth, lineup-wise,
this dude here,
rotation-wise, to get hot and stay hot for the longest time, and I've been waiting for him.
This is a Mike Trout swing right here. Look at this.
They swing with their abdomens.
Wait, look at this.
Watch this. He throws this off his right ab. Bang.
Unbelievable.
Gone.
Just short and compact.
Get to know these rookies coming. This is what I'm excited
Julio
about.
Rodriguez.
Bobby Witt Jr. Julio Rodriguez is going to start in center field for the Seattle Mariners. He looks like an absolute beast. Seiya Suzuki going to be right in the mix in Chicago. How about Spencer Torkelson getting called into A.J. Hinch's office and Miguel Cabrera handing him his first baseman's glove and goes, here, you're going to become the next Jeff Bagwell at first base for however long. Detroit's sexy. Hunter Green in Cincinnati throwing a .04. There are so many rookies that are going to make their debuts and make them on opening day.
That's what I said. I walked into the building and I saw DeRosa and I said, so many prospects, so many rookies making their debut opening day. And he looked at me. He said, Lauren, the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. The best players should be there. I always used to kid with this, right? When I said we're going to take the best 25 north. Up until this point, that wasn't the truth.
No, it's great.
And now they're doing it.
Tigers, by the way, could be a dark horse team, I think, this year.
We're going to visit with their manager, A.J. Hinch, tomorrow on the program. Meanwhile, we have 4 little programming notes.
And Cole Swindell.
Very cool.
And Cole Swindell tomorrow. Good show.
Is that you? Is that a you get?
Country music superstar.
Superstar. 4 live hours. What is on tap?